Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, give me a like, subscribe down below, and hit that little bell out beside the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything from here at the Big Ranch Show. Well, the Mueller investigation seems to have taken a big step forward this last week with the indictment and guilty plea of one Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn, of course, was an appointee during the Obama administration to the Defense Intelligence Agency, which apparently, based on reporting and the reason he lost his job, was one, he was kind of running it badly, kind of running it into the ground, and treating his subordinates like they were complete garbage, and among other things. And so he was relieved of duty of that post back in 2014 by the Obama administration. And of course, everybody on the left and the right warned Donald Trump, do not pick Michael Flynn as your military advisor. He is a bad choice. You know, but Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, said screw everybody else that has a brain and picked a guy who the smart, the intelligent people on both sides of the aisle were telling him not to pick. But Michael Flynn, of course, pled guilty to lying to the FBI this week. That was what his indictment was over. And apparently he turned witness, against Donald Trump and the Trump transition team and everybody else to get a deal where he basically will serve no prison time for his lies to the FBI. Which I find to be completely hilarious that he is being... He pled guilty to lying to the FBI after accusing Hillary Clinton of lying to the FBI during the James Comey investigation into her last year. So I found that to be completely ironic. It's completely hilarious if you ask me on that front. But don't expect this to go anywhere. Don't expect this to lead to the impeachment of Donald Trump. Because no matter what Mueller finds, I don't see the GOP impeaching Donald Trump. They control Congress. There's not going to be any impeachment of Donald Trump as long as they control Congress, no matter what he may or may not have done. But I think we do need to allow the Mueller investigation to have its due diligence done, to sit there and go through and check everybody out and make sure see who's done what, and if Donald Trump had anything to do with it. But at the end of the day, if any of his confidants or his inner circle were involved with Russia, it is very hard to believe that Donald Trump would not have known what was going on behind closed doors between his campaign and Russia. There's even been an email that has been leaked from one of his campaign advisors basically saying that Russia had just thrown the election in Donald Trump's favor. And so there's going to be more looking into that. Of course, with Michael Flynn, being or pleading guilty to lying to the FBI, and in order to not go to jail for that, he had to have gotten a sweet deal from Mueller to divulge whatever information he had. And the fact is, it's not looking like he's going to. I don't think Flynn would lie here to cover himself, considering he was already in trouble for lying. But there again, liars are liars. So maybe he is, but whatever comes out of that's going to be a mess for everyone involved. And I think the next step for the Mueller investigation is Jared Kushner. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, or yesterday, about this, and he and I both agree. And I truly believe that Jared Kushner will ultimately go down for his role as well. But my personal opinion is that Jared Kushner could be, very likely, the kingpin of this whole mess. And it's very possible that he did a lot of stuff that his father-in-law, Donald J. Trump, did not ask for. But at the same time, if any of these people were connected to Russia, made connections with Russia in order to help him win the election, he benefited from this, and I think he should lose his place in the White House if that is the case. But we have to let the Mueller investigation go. We got to figure out how it what happens. And I think this, more important than anything, though, is, we also need to make sure that we don't allow Russians to have so much access into our elections in the future. Things have got to be done. One, even though there's no 100% proof that it happened, suggestion at election time: paper ballots. Don't allow them to rig our election based on computer generated stuff. Maybe we need to go back to the hole punch voting, which, yeah, it meant we didn't get instant vote tallies, but it was very hard for someone to cheat that. Just because a few people down in Florida didn't know how to read doesn't mean that we should have moved away from them. I think that going all computer for the voting was terrible. Even though Scantron scanners can be manipulated, I think the hole punch was the best way to go. I think it was a great, effective way to go, and a way that was best, that was best for the situation. Now, I know it takes a lot longer for those votes to be counted, but it seems a lot safer than allowing other countries to have control over our elections. But anyhow, that's the news on that. Mueller has got Michael Flynn to plead guilty to lying to the FBI, and apparently has got him to turn witness against the inner circle of the Trump campaign and transition team. So, with that said, thanks for joining me. If you could, like I said, give me a like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you down the road.